know, there's just some things I'm just not willing to go with, you know? And Cats just one of those things that I don't really understand it. And I've actually seen Cats. I won't talk about a musical unless I've actually seen it or read it. Even if it's something just for April Fool's Day prank, I still want to have some kind of knowledge behind it. So I've seen Cats, and it's the only musical that I've seen that almost put me to sleep. It just didn't catch my interest. I was mostly just confused, and when you're watching a musical, you shouldn't be that confused. So, you know, the fact that it was brought up and I had to actually act like it was a decent musical, there was too much for me. And I do want to point out that if you happen to like the musical Cats, good on you. Maybe you can explain to me the appeal behind this musical. I'm not going to promise that my opinion is going to change, but maybe it will help me understand just a little bit better. But really, I'm still kind of frustrated, which is why I'm here in the music building playing a little bit of, you know, Let It Go and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, that actually works out, because the next song in the series just happens to be an angry one.
Oh, I see you in the window of a carriage, then a train.
So after Archibald reads Mary's letter, he is not very happy. I mean, obviously we get that with the previous song that he's not very happy, but it just kind of bubbles over into this song. And in some ways, I mean that literally. I mean, obviously there aren't literal bubbles, but the previous song does go directly into this one. So before I talk about this song in detail, and there's not too much to talk about, we do kind of have to talk about the 5 stages of grief. They are, in order, hopefully, if I'm remembering this correctly: denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. And obviously, Archibald kind of goes out of order. For a majority of the play, he's in the depression phase, and in some ways also in the denial phase. But this is the song where he finally goes into his anger phase. And I think in some ways the anger has always been there, it's just been very downplayed. But this is the moment where Archibald finally lets all that anger out. So it is a very angry song, but in some ways it's also a really sad song. Because the main point of this song is Archibald asking Lily why she had to come into his life. Why did she come here? Why did she love him? Why did she leave him? And he also asks her why she will not leave his head. He is constantly dwelling on her, and he wants her to answer to that. So it is extremely upsetting, because Archibald is essentially yelling at Lily, and yelling at her for something she can't really control. And also in some ways, of course, he is yelling at himself. He is asking himself why he let himself fall in love with Lily. And as we know, that has become his philosophy since Lily's death. Why get close to something? Why love something? Because it's just going to go away. And so this song is him addressing that issue head-on. And it is a very crucial point of him finally moving on to the final stage, acceptance. But that comes later, so there you go. And that's it for this week's song. Tune in next week for next week's song. See you then!